As we had already applied and then or operators in your if statement, let us now move on to another control structure. Our other control structure is called as switch statement. Now, switch statement will allow you to apply the same thing as you have applied in your if-else-if statement. Okay, the only difference between using switch and if statement is that you might not use other data type for switch statement. What are the kind of data types you cannot be allowed to use in switch statement? It's difficult to use double data type if you are applying switch statement. So switch statement will allow you to provide more than one alternative or multiple options. Let's say I have option 1 for the specialization here in the college. Option 1 is networking. Option 2, let's say, is database. Option 3, I will choose software engineering. Option 4, internet and e-security. So if you want to provide more than one options or alternatives, you can use switch statement. But remember, as I've said a while ago, it is only appropriate for those which value are exact, like character and integer or short and byte. But numbers with decimal point may be difficult to apply in switch statement. What is the syntax of using switch statement? You will write the keyword switch followed by a parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, you are to put either a variable or an expression. And then put begin and end. Inside the begin and end is the body of your Al-Anud. You can mute, please. Al-Anud. Okay, thank you. Again, this is the syntax or basic form of a switch statement. You put switch followed by a parenthesis. And then inside the parenthesis, you are going to put the variable or the expression. And then you have the body of your switch. So you will have here a different set of your begin and end. And then you have your cases. Case 1, let's say, what is the first value of that variable? If this case 1 is same as this variable's value, then you execute statements here or code block. But then put break. Case next value and then colon, put the statement here and then put break. You can have as many statements as you want. Now, if none among this literal value is same as the value on this variable or expression here, then it will execute the default statement. So default statement can have its own code. You don't necessarily need break statement anymore here. Why? Because that's the end of your switch statement. Now moving on, we have here our first example. Suppose that you have a class and inside that class you have numbers or integers 1, 2, and 3. And each of this class you will have commission rate. If class or that particular level or group is equal to 1, then you have a commission rate of 2%. If it's 2, then 3.5. If it's equal to 3, then it's 5%. 2%, 5%, 3.5%, and then 5%. How you will apply that in switch statement? So look at this one. Sales class is the variable you are going to input here. After you input the sales class, if sales class is equal to 1, then commission rate is 2%. 2 divided by 100 is 0.02. Otherwise, if sales class is equal to 2, then what's the value of your commission rate? That should be 3.5 divided 100 or 0.035. And then you have sales class number 3, the commission rate is 5% or 0.05. Otherwise, any other value or any other class, sales class, that will be our default commission rate is equal to 0.0. Right? Now, moving on. You can try to use switch statement if it has a fixed value or single value. As I've said, you cannot use it with values which are incrementing or multiple values. If it's multiple value and the value cannot be enumerated exactly, then it might be difficult or it might be very long. For example, you want to take the range from the GPA 2.0 up to 4.0. Because all of that is non-probation. Are you going to put all the cases of the GPA? Like let's say you have 2.1, 2.01, case 2.03, 2.75, 2 point blah blah blah. So there are so many values which you will need to enumerate. They are not fixed or known, or they are not exact. So if they are not exact, such as long or floating point data type, it's difficult if you are to apply switch statement. Better, you are to use them only if their value can be evaluated exactly, such as in short, byte, or character. You can have the exact character when you are to apply switch statement. Okay? We have here example number 2 that has character data type, which we have explained already a while ago. So for the same idea as we had in our example 1, we have, instead of sales class to be 1, 2, 3, we have our sales class to be A, B, or C. So we have if case character A or case small letter A or big letter A. See here, you don't have the or statement. Instead, you have to enumerate them into different cases. If that's the cases, if it's A, small letter or big letter, then it's 2%. If it's B, small letter or capital letter, it's 3.5%. If it's C, small letter or capital letter, you have 5%. So it's the same example as we had in this one, but instead of integer data type, we are applying here character data type. Here is another example. This is our example 3 before I will demonstrate it to you in practical. This is applying what? String data type. Can we also use string data type? Will we have exact string value also? Yes, that's fine, like this one. The first case is Sunday. So what's the type of day? This is the start of the week. If it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, these are middle of the week. If it's Thursday, here in Oman, it's end of work. It's the last day. Now, days such as Friday and Saturday, our weekend, no work. Otherwise, you can say invalid. This applies what data type? This applies in string data type. So we have our example that first applied integer data type, and our second example that applies character data type. And this last example here in this PowerPoint presentation, we have example 3 that applies string data type. Okay, so we have here our exercise that says enter a Java program or create a Java program which will input ID number, name, and basic salary. Looks familiar? This is the same as your activity, right? You remember your activity 3? In your activity 3, you have entered ID, name, and basic salary. Now, after you enter that, you will display, and then you will enter also bonus code. In your previous bonus code, what have you entered there? You have entered there in your previous code integer values 1, 2, and 3. If it's 1, the bonus value is 40. If it's 2, bonus value is 25. If it's 3, bonus value is 10. Other values, you don't have to assign any bonus at all. In this given example, what do we use? we are using a character data type instead of integer data type. Okay, so if you have already your program with integer data type, you can easily translate this using switch statement. Our previous example or exercise or activity was applying if statement. On this given example, you will apply switch statement and also you will apply character data type. Any question on this? So let's try. So that ends our PowerPoint presentation for control structures. We have completed here if and switch statements. Class, hello. Let's continue with switch statement. I'd like you to try. Let's try this sample here with switch statement. This example will allow you to enter the year level of the student. So let me just highlight that. This will allow you to enter an integer value, which is the year level of the student. After you enter using next int, of course, you are to apply switch statement, which will be if case 1 and case 2, if year level is 1 or 2, then you are still in diploma level, diploma first year or diploma second year. If you are year level 3, you are already in advanced diploma or year 3, third year, first year, second year, third year. And if you are on the fourth year, you are already in bachelor level. Otherwise, if not in 1 to 4, you are still in foundation level. Now, let's try this program by demonstrating it to you in the NetBeans IDE. I have already started here a new project or a new file. First, let me declare a variable to accept year levels. So let's just call that as level or year level so that you know what is this level is all about. So I have year level. Now let's put a prompt to enter the year level. So I have system.in.print. Let's say enter your level, enter year level. So after I have the prompt, let's now input the value. What is the name of the variable? Copy and paste that so that you don't misspell. Equal to, how do we input? We will have to have a scanner class. Do not forget to declare a scanner class. In the previous example, we did not have scanner class. Why didn't we have scanner class here? Because the method we will use is read. Read requires this throws IO exception only, not scanner class. But in this case, since we will be entering an integer value, then let's declare a scanner class, KB equal to new. I hope by now you are already familiar with this declaration of scanner, system.in and then semicolon. You will get an error here, so let's click that and import Java utility scanner. Do we have already the import? Yes. So this line and this line will allow you now to use nextInt method. So first use the object name of the scanner, kb.nextInt. Yes, are we using nextInt? Of course, because we have declared an integer value. Now let's apply switch statement. What is the syntax? First write switch followed by a parenthesis where you are going to write here the variable or the expression. Don't forget, of course, the begin and end of your switch statement. Okay, what is this begin and end for? This switch statement should have its own begin and end. A while ago, you have begin and end for the class, right? And then you have begin and end for your public static void main. So now you have another pair of begin and end, and which is assigned, which is for your switch statement. What do we need here? We need the variable name to evaluate. Let's evaluate which cases are there for this year level. If year level is equal to 1, what should we display? We should display diploma. So let's have system.out.print line. So we'll have print line. What should be the year level? Year level should be diploma, correct? If you are year level 1, then your year level is diploma. And then do not forget the break statement there. Okay, so we have case 1. And then, if you are second year, you will also have year level diploma, correct? Yeah, so if you have year level 2, you can have diploma first year here. And then you have here, you can have here, copy diploma second year, correct? So you have diploma 1, diploma 2. Or you combine it together. So this is one way to do that. You can separate them. Let's separate them in the meantime, no problem. Why do you need this break for? What do you need this break for? So that after executing the statements within that first case, you will stop. This is denoting that that's the end of that particular case or option. So we have this syntax, case followed by space followed by the value. This is the literal value. What should be the values here? The values here should be integer data type. Why? Because you have declared there an integer data type. And you are also entering an integer data type. So you should have options here which are integer. So see, these are in bright blue color, meaning our spelling is correct. If you misspell it or you have put it in capital letters such as this one, this will turn into a different color, which will be wrong because switch is a keyword. It should be in bright blue color like this. Case also is a keyword, should be spelled with small letters, and the color should be bright blue color, same as break, same as new, same as int. All the keywords will be with bright blue colors. So if you misspell them, their colors will change or will become different. So I have case 1 here. Here, I should not put any symbol at all. Just put the first option. Our first option or first case is 1. And then followed by this, this colon here. Okay? So if I remove that, I will get an error. Look at this. What's the error? Colon is expected, meaning I should put here colon. That represents that this is our first case, second case, and so on. So let's just copy that and have our third case. You can also try the program while I'm doing. So what is this year level now? This is your advanced diploma level, correct? Or year 3. Now they call it year 3. Now let's copy and paste it once more. Let's have it for our year 4. This is year 4. We call it 4th year or year 4 or bachelor. Which level is this? Year 4. You are in bachelor level. So if none among 1 to 4 is entered by the user, we should have a default option. This is like the else statement in if else if. So default is also a keyword, so do not misspell it. If you misspell it, let's say I have here UALT. See, the color is wrong. It should be a bright blue color because it's a keyword. Look at that. This should be the right color. So if none among 1 to 4 is entered by the user, what should be the output? You can say invalid input. There you have it, your very first switch sample statement. So I have, what are the cases I have? I have cases 1 to 4, which will determine whether the value is or whether the year level is first year diploma or second year diploma or advanced diploma or bachelor level. Let's follow the same example as what we have provided in here. What we have provided in here is actually a combination of case 1 and case 2. Combination of case 1 and case 2, which will be your diploma level. So let's just combine that simply by joining the first 2 cases. What I will do is I will just move that up and then I can now remove this. So I am saving lines for my program. This is diploma first year. I can represent that with Roman numeral 1 and 2 for my diploma first year and second year. Combined together, meaning I will have, if I have entered case 1 or case 2, then I am in diploma 1 or diploma 2. You do not use here or operator. We don't have such thing as how we have applied or used it in if statement. In our if statement, we have applied with or operator. Yeah. In here, you have to separate them into two different cases, separated with colon. You can have it in two separate lines like this one, or combine it together in the same line, on the same line. Got it? There you have our very first sample of switch statement. Let's run this program. Let's see the output. Enter year level. I will want, you are diploma second year. I will put 2. Then it should say diploma 2. Okay, a while ago we haven't tried that separated. Now let's try it once more. Let's try bachelor level or number 4, year level 4. We have bachelor level. What if I will enter year level 7? Do we have year level 7? Hakama, do we have year level 7? No, we don't have, yeah? Okay, no, so it should say, yes, invalid year. Or you are maybe dismissed already or finished, graduated already if you are already year level 7. So that's our first program applying switch statement with numeric value or integer value. The values are 1 to 4 only. Can I use byte here? Can I try byte? What are the values allowed in byte? Can I try byte here? Do I have error? No. See, I don't have any error at all. Why? Because I have very less values, 1 to 4 only. Let's try that. Will it still give me the same output? Yes, it will give me the same output. I'll try 4. See, bachelor level. I will try number 3. We haven't tried year level 3 yet. Let's try number 3, see, advanced diploma. What about short? Short data type is also allowed in switch statement. This should be next short now. All right, so let's try and run that. Yes, it also allowed. It's also allowed in year level. Okay, similar to integer. Let's try year level number 1, see, diploma 1 and 2. That's in this first case. Now, let's try long. A while ago, it says that you are not allowed to use long data type. Let's see if it will allow us. See, I have error here. Incompatible, possible, Lucy conversion from long to integer. It's suggesting that instead of using long, you can use int data type. So it will not allow. If you have red marks here or any mark here, it means that you will get some error when you execute or debug it later. So let's try to execute and debug that. See, do I have compile error? Yes, there is an expected error here. So let's just not use long data type. What if I use float? A while ago I said you cannot use numbers with decimal point. What if teacher uses double or float? We haven't tried float. Just to demonstrate to you what data types are allowed in switch statement. Unlike in if statement, the advantage of using if statement is you are allowed to use any type of data. But in switch, you are limited to values which are exact. Like this one, it may not allow you. You see, it's not allowing us also. It's having also the same as the long data type. Can you see that? It says incompatible types. Possible conversion from float to integer. Again, it's the same as long data type. It is suggesting that we change float data type to integer data type. So we are not allowed to use float. Of course, we will not be allowed to use double also. So let me just put it as short data type so that you have an example of using short data type. Are we allowed to use short data type? Yes, we are. So see, that red mark, which will give us error later on, is not there anymore. Let's run this program. Yes, the same way as it is running a while ago. Let's try invalid input. Let's say year 6. Oh, not this here. It should be here. Year number 6. It should be invalid. Okay, so that's our first program applying switch statement. So you have here your switch statement that enters value first, but then you have your switch case statement. Any question, class? Any question?
No.
None. Shall we continue? Can I continue with this one? I will continue with this program by using character data type. Or, you remember this if statement? You remember this? This is your first if statement, your sample if statement with character data type. I'd like to change this. I'd like to change this if-else-if statement using switch case statement. Can we use switch case statement for character data type? Hakama? Hakama, can we use switch case statement to determine the gender of a particular person, of one person? Can we convert or change this from if-else-if statement to switch statement? Yes or no?
No.
No? No? Are you sure?
Yes.
We can. I told a while ago, is this not exact? This is an exact value. M is really M, character M. F is really character F. So this is allowed in switch statement. Character data type is allowed in switch statement. Okay, let's then convert this one to switch statement. Let me just put it in remarks so that you can still see, but this is not needed anymore. Other things I will not change anymore because we still need the IO exception. We also need the input method because we need to input the character, no? We have declared here, we have the prompt here, we have entered the gender here, and then after we have entered the gender, I'd like to change this. This if-else-if statement, I will change it with switch statement. So first, let me put switch followed by open and close parenthesis, but then I will have the begin and end. Okay, this is my basic format. Now, which variable I should put here? Al-Hanuf. Al-Hanuf, what variable I should put here? What variable? Al-Hanuf? Al-Hanuf is sleeping today. The variable I should put here is gender because the variable you have used here in if statement to be compared with the values are, what is the variable? We have gender only. So we will use gender here also. Yes. How many cases are there? So we have case letter M. Yeah. And then we have colon. If we have character M, then it should be male. And then let's put the break here. If we do not put the break here, I will show you what will happen. If I do not have the break here. Okay, I will not put the break here. Let me just demonstrate to you. What's the difference between having break and not having break? If I input 1 or 2 here, it will say diploma 1. Okay, but if I will input 3 here, it will say or it will display advanced diploma and it will continue to case 4. Why? Because I will not stop here. Let me just show you that. I will enter level 3. I will display both advanced diploma and bachelor. Can you see that? Is it showing? Yes. Why? Because we have not stopped it here. You have done that. You have seen that. So the use of break is to stop each and every cases. It means that that's the end of this first option. This is the end of the option. This is the end of this case. So if you do not put break statement, it will continuously execute the other options following that case you are executing. So let's have case F. This is for our female. So let's have our female here. All right. After female, of course, you put break statement. And then we have the else option. The equivalent of else option is default, where we can put a message that says, please enter only M or F. Do we still need break here? Not anymore, because there's no other cases following anymore after the default option. Okay, so we have case M and F, where if it's capital M, it will say male. If it's capital F, it will say female. How will we put small letter F and it's having an error? What's wrong here? Here, look. What's the error here? We have put semicolon instead of colon. It will say colon is expected, not semicolon. I have put here semicolon. Run that. Let's try this one now. So I will enter character M. Not there. I should input here. So I have entered M. What is the gender of that person? The gender is now showing us male. What if I will input small letter M? Did we include small letter M? No, we have not included small letter M. So it says enter only M or F. How do we enter or others? Other characters here. You just copy and paste that case and then change it with small letter. So this is now with or. You don't put or operator here. Just separate the cases, the two cases with this symbol, the colon symbol. So we have case M, big letter, case M, small letter, case F, big letter, case F, small letter. This will now include both M or F. So let me just include here small letter or, okay, capital letter. So let's run that program. Okay, let me now enter small letter F. Now it's saying female. Let me try small letter M. It should be displaying male. So this is the translation, the exact translation from if statement. This is how you write it in if statement. And this is how you write it in switch statement. Any question, class? Any question?